From KATU News, this is breaking news.
That breaking news: in just the last 2 hours, a carjacking suspect was arrested in Clark County. And just a few hours earlier, the Clark County Sheriff's Office says the second suspect was killed in a deputy-involved shooting inside of an American Legion. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us for this busy Saturday for a digital edition of KATU News. I'm Barry Mangold. We're learning that deputy-involved shooting occurred when several people were inside the American Legion playing bingo. KATU's Christina Giardinelli has been reporting on this for us, and she joins us live from the scene now. And that investigation is still in its early stages. Christina, what's it looking like there now?
Yeah, you know, this is still a very active crime scene. As you can see over here to my left, still multiple police vehicles on site. The caution tape still blocking off. Here's the American Legion here on my right, and you can see that bingo sign still up. I'm told people were here playing bingo. I'm told roughly 20 to 30 people were inside that building as this all happened. Now, police are still not able to confirm that fact, but I talked to multiple people who say they witnessed this all happen here just this morning. Now, this all started roughly around 10:40, and it was just south of here. There was a carjacking here at 10:40, just south of here. That is what police are telling us. Then just before 11, there was another attempted carjacking reported just north of here across the street at Goodwill, and police spotted the suspect vehicle here at the American Legion around 11:30 a.m. and that's when all the shooting happened here at the American Legion. Now, there was an outstanding female suspect for a little while, but she was arrested around 3:20, also just up the street from here. Now, I did talk to multiple witnesses here on site that said they saw this all go down. I actually have one of those witnesses here who's going to talk to us, Jamie Gardner, if you want to step over here. She said that you said you were here when this all happened this morning.
Yes, I was here playing bingo. We were on our fourth early bird when it all happened.
And can you tell me a little bit about what happened?
Well, the first thing I heard was a lot of screaming and shouting, and I abruptly stood up, turned around, and seen a few policemen and a dog loping around behind me.
And everyone's kind of telling me here that the dog was the first thing they saw. Is that what happened for you as well?
Yes, it was. I saw the dog loping around. I didn't know what was going on. I thought they were trying to get control of the dog.
And then what happened?
Just immediately after that, I was still looking behind me, and I seen someone in the doorway of the men's restroom, and they were screaming, yelling, probably, and the shooting occurred, and we all dropped to the floor and went under the tables.
You said you heard some people yell to get under the table?
Yes, I think it was other bingo players saying get under the tables.
And then they evacuated you?
Yeah, it seemed like it was about 5 minutes later. They started helping people out from underneath the tables. The manager actually grabbed my arm and directed me towards the front door.
And how many gunshots did you hear approximately?
I heard 4 gunshots, and it just all went so fast.
What were you thinking during that whole time?
Well, at first I thought the dog was out of control and we were going to get bit by a dog, and then the gunshots and the gentleman in the doorway, and then I put it all together and I was underneath the table and my heart was beating like mad.
Not your typical Saturday morning bingo.
No, I don't come that often, so it was just crazy that it happened on this particular day at this time.
And how are you feeling about all this right now?
Just sad, traumatized.
How many people were in there with you?
I thought about 40 or 50 people.
And you play here pretty regularly?
Every once in a while, but I've been playing at this bingo hall for over 35 years and nothing like this has ever happened. And I just happened to come on this Saturday afternoon.
All right, well, thank you for talking to us. We appreciate it. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you just heard there from one of the witnesses. Now, we have a lot of these facts still to confirm with the police. They were not able to tell us much about what happened inside this building here this morning, other than they believe there may, be people, potentially witnesses involved. But thankfully, no one was hurt, and that is something that we do have confirmed, that there were no injuries other than obviously the man who was killed by the officers. We don't know how many gunshots were exchanged there, and we do not know if he fired at the officers. Still very few details from officers on this shooting, but we will have more sound from them coming up at 8 and 11 p.m. this evening, so tune in for that. For now, live in Clark County, Cristina Giardinelli, KATU News.
Quite a traumatizing bingo morning for a lot of those folks. Christina, thank you. We'll be getting another live update with the very latest information from Christina coming up after the game on KATU and again tonight on KATU News at 11. When we're not on the air, we post the very latest at KATU.com. And right now we're following the Iranian drone attack underway in Israel. IDF spokesperson Daniel Hagari said Iran has launched dozens of drone strikes towards Israel. And in the last 90 minutes, the Associated Press reported air raid sirens sounding off in Jerusalem. The AP says explosions were heard in the skies. For more, here's ABC's Michelle Franzen.
U.S. officials confirm Iran has launched dozens of drones toward Israel.
This is a severe and dangerous escalation. Our defensive and offensive capabilities are at the highest level of readiness.
A senior official says they think there will be anywhere from 400 to 500 drones and missiles launched at Israel from Iraq, Syria, southern Lebanon, and the Houthis in Yemen, but that the bulk have been launched from Iran. This is considered a retaliatory strike against Israel for the bombing of Iran's consulate in Syria earlier this month. President Biden cutting short his weekend trip to Delaware, returning to the White House to consult with his national security team as these latest events unfold in the Middle East. Israel has closed its airspace to all flights as it prepares to defend against this attack. In New York, Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Again, here are the very latest updates that we've received from the Associated Press on this latest development. As of 1:40 p.m., the White House said the U.S. will support Israel's defense against the attack. As of 3, Iran's state-run IRNA news agency said Tehran fired ballistic missiles at targets in Israel. And at 3:50 p.m., air raid sirens were heard in Jerusalem and explosions. And within just the last hour, the AP says U.S. forces have downed some of the Iran-launched attack drones flying towards Israel. We'll be following this all night. Take a look at this here. Portland police were on the scene of an organized street takeover last night. It happened on Swan Island. PPB says at least a dozen cars were towed and at least one person was arrested after all this. This video was taken by Portland Police Bureau's helicopter. And PPB wants to make this message clear. If you engage in illegal street racing or street takeovers, you will face criminal penalties, including the permanent loss of your car. Congress could be sending help to protect your car when you park at the airport. Car thefts from airport parking garages nationwide have skyrocketed. New data shows stolen car reports more than doubled at SeaTac in 2023. Jeremy Harris from our sister station there has been reporting on this issue and which has certainly been on the minds of travelers.
More than 2 million travelers came through the SeaTac Airport parking garage in 2023. Nearly all of them went through without an issue, but not Danica Sessions.
It was kind of a crazy moment. You know, you don't ever expect your vehicle to just be gone.
She was one of 173 victims whose cars were stolen from the garage.
So you're thinking, you know, there's just no way that someone could leave with a giant work van.
But they did, and though the van was eventually recovered, it was trashed.
We were reimbursed, but it's nowhere near the amount needed to replace that vehicle that was stolen.
Data shows car thefts more than doubled at SeaTac last year and are about 6 times more than 2019. We've covered scenes like this when cars swiped out of the airport garage have been used in other crimes. It's a nationwide problem, with Congress now considering this, the Safe Parking Act, which would let airports use federal grant funding to help secure parking facilities. The bill is waiting to be heard by the House Transportation Committee, but airports like SeaTac aren't waiting to tackle the issue of airport car theft. SeaTac has installed a new camera system along with lights and safety controls.
I was blown away.
You thought it was safe?
Of course.
Danica says losing her family's car while on a trip has had a huge impact that she hopes no other travelers will have to experience.
You walk out of the airport ready to go home and went out into the parking lot, and our car was gone.
Jeremy Harris, Como News.
And we are still working to determine how car theft trends have changed at the Portland International Airport. We'll keep you posted. Now we got to switch gears and talk about Storm Tracker 2 weather now. Here's a live look at downtown Portland. Clouds have definitely covered the skies. An otherwise warm Saturday afternoon. We got to bring in K2 Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Allison Guttleber.
Yes.
And is the sun going to be coming out today or tomorrow?
Eventually, tomorrow for our
Okay.
area. But it has been a pretty active weather day here
Sure,
in
yeah.
Oregon. Lots of cloud cover here. You said it was warm, and that is true. We were sitting in the 60s a couple minutes ago. Here's a look at the radar throughout the last couple of hours. We've seen a lot of lightning throughout the area. We also have some heavier rain closer to the Bend area throughout the last several hours. So we've seen a lot of that lightning there. I do want to touch on the places over towards our area. So these heavy showers have been moving throughout Lincoln City, not really seeing too much of those lightning strikes, but it still has been pretty heavy, and it's still there right now in Lincoln City. Now, I also want to mention that we are seeing that SPC thunderstorm outlook for the day today everywhere in this bright green. So that's a chance for thunderstorms. Then the marginal chance, which is a 1 out of 5 for the risk level, that's everywhere in this darkest green. And that's because we have more chances for thunderstorms later on in the evening. Another thing I want to mention is there is a chance for some tornadoes in this area as well. The same area for wind and even hail threats. So this area is going to be highlighted for the rest of the evening for any of those chances, even though they're pretty low chances. Only a 2% chance for those tornadoes and a 5% chance for hail and wind. And I also want to talk about tomorrow, because everywhere in this highlighted green area is where we could see thunderstorms for tomorrow as well, which we're going to time out in just a second. So let's talk about this evening. There's still heavy rain in southern Oregon and even central Oregon. It's going to continue throughout the evening. As we get into the overnight hours, we should start to dry out. Here's a look at 7:30 tomorrow morning. So we're pretty dry over in the Pendleton area, even in the Portland area, starting out with a bit of cloud cover because we're mostly cloudy tonight. But as we get into tomorrow, the afternoon should be pretty sunny, seeing clearer skies. But the afternoon could be seeing some of those heavier rain and thunderstorms as we get towards central and even eastern Oregon, closer to the Pendleton area. But Monday, we really start to dry out once again, and then more chances for showers start moving in early Monday to the afternoon for the Portland area. That continues late Tuesday as well, and then we go into Wednesday, and Wednesday's our nicer day. I do want to talk about temperatures across the area. We've been sitting in the 70s and the 60s, 72 in Pendleton, 70 in LeGrand, 72 in Baker City, 65 right now in Portland, 64 in Vancouver, and we're just a touch cooler over towards the coast, so 55 in Tillamook, 54 in Newport. Temperatures will continue to decrease into the lower 60s as we get closer to midnight. Temperatures could fall all the way down to the 40s as we wake up tomorrow morning. Now, the 7-day forecast has a lot to talk about. So tomorrow, likely to be in the 70s, lots of sunshine. There could be some thunderstorm chances through central and eastern Oregon. On Monday, a chance for showers, and continues for a chance for showers on Tuesday as well. Both of those days are much cooler in the 50s. So we get into Wednesday, could be a cold morning. Overnight lows start dropping down to the 40s, close to the 30s. Could see a lot of sunshine for Wednesday. Thursday, sunshine again, breezy. Thursday, Friday. So get into Saturday, more chances for showers. So each day has something unique to it.
Yeah, just about a different look every single day of the week. All right, Mike. Can't complain with the high 60s and 70s, though. Thanks so much, Allison. And hey, mark your calendars. We have just a few days remaining for us to file our 2023 taxes. This year, you have until April 15th to file your return. But if you live in Maine or Massachusetts, the IRS is giving you until April 17th due to the holidays there. If you live or work in a federally declared disaster area, you'll get more time to file as well. And the agency is also extending the deadline to those who are affected by the October 7th Israeli terrorist attacks. If you owe and fail to file by the due date, the IRS will issue a 5% penalty for each month that you are late. And if you file an extension by April 15th, you will have until October 15th to file your 2023 taxes. And if you'll still be able to send your return to the IRS electronically or by mail. Another news today, the Oregon Zoo is celebrating a very important birthday. The zoo shared this video of the young orangutan Jolene, who turns 2 years old today. Zookeepers say Jolene still stays close to her mom, as you can see, but it is starting to gain some independence and is showing more of her personality. She especially likes to practice her climbing skills. The zoo says Jolene and her parents will get to enjoy some special treats and enrichment today to celebrate the birthday. Happy birthday, Jolene, from everyone here.
I love that story.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Best way to end there. That is all the time we have for this digital edition of K2 News. We're back on air around 8 o'clock and again for K2 News at 11. We'll see you then. Have a great rest of your Saturday.